Thank you so much. And next time I'll pitch for a better clicker. But today I want to pitch to you the Our Rule of Law Foundation, which is a student-oriented initiative dedicated to championing justice, democracy, and the rule of law. So what we do, we educate young students and generally young people about the dangers of the rule of law backsliding in the EU for research and communication. And I'm here today only by myself, but those are my co-founders, which I would wish for you to meet because this is an amazing team that I've been working with for the past 3 years. But without further ado, I will introduce you to what we've been doing for the last 3 years. So we started back in 2021 in Groningen as a very local organizations from just two conferences. First, we've organized the Our Rule of Law Festival, which was a 2-day event dedicated to, again, the rule of law and educating the youth about the rule of law backsliding. Then, next year, we've moved on to the event that we call the Law and Politics of Protecting Liberal Democracy. Again, just a very brief event with 5 panel conversations, again, dedicating to educating young people about the rule of law and what they can do about the crisis. So this is the very beginning of our organizations, and where we move on is a more hands-on approach to education, as we like to call it. So what we've organized back in March 2023 is the Our Rule of Law Academy, which we like to call the mentorship program for the future generation of the rule of law defenders. So what we did, we gathered 45 participants, and throughout the period of 2 months, they were doing research in 11 thematic working groups, from judicial independence to media freedom to EU budget, and came up with 11 actionable policy proposals on how to counter the rule of law backsliding in the EU. So this is the first on-hands event that we have. And our very recent event, which you can see materializing right now, is, maybe you will see with a better clicker, is the vote for our rule of law. And I'm even wearing the merch right now. This is our very last event. Again, it's very much focused on the research and communication. So what we did, we gathered again 40 plus participants from 15 different nationalities so that they can properly research the European Parliament elections. How do you vote? Who do you vote for? How does the EU institution look like? How do they work? And translate those research outcomes into research that people can actually understand. Our main objective was meeting the young people where they at and not translating the European Parliament elections into the language they actually understand. So we jumped on TikTok. And if you were to visit our social media pages, you will see our very recent campaign with over 5 million reach, educating the young people on how do they vote and how do they go to the ballots and make their voices heard. Now, we also do some smaller different bits and pieces. We have a podcast, we're doing workshops and talks. And what's next? I think this is the part which we are all waiting for. We are planning to scale up our research and communication efforts. We were operating primarily mostly on a budget of around 35,000. As for now, we are already a legal entity with quite some background. And what we're planning to do is to scale up our research efforts and bring them to the people that need them the most. So now I think that my time is approaching, so thank you very much.